This next video is going to be about converting payouts. So when you're converting some of these payouts, we figured out how much somebody is going to get, okay? We've talked about that, how much they're going to get. But when somebody bets on a roulette table, you get non-value pieces. Most of the time they're going to be betting non-value pieces. They can determine the value of that colored stack. They could be stacks of gray, stacks of purple, stacks of brown, stacks of green, you name it, whatever the casino colors they have in their non-value chips. The player will determine what the value of the stack is. We know there's 20 pieces in a stack, so that means one full stack when they put a $20 lamber for the value of the color. So say they're betting their stack is a 20. That means the value of the stack is $20. And if there's 20 pieces in a stack, that means each piece is worth $1. If they put a $100 lamber on their color, the dealer marks it up as what's called nickels. That's the same as a nickel value chip. So one stack is worth $100. 20 pieces in a stack. Each piece is worth $5. The value of the stack is $100 when they're marked up as nickels. Treat them when they say they're marked up as nickels and you see that $100 lamber up there. The value of a stack of red is 100. So treat every chip as the same as if it was one red chip here, one red value chip. What's the value of a stack of quarters? 500. So when you see that non-value chip marked up with a $500 lamber, that means the value of that stack is valued at $500, the same as a stack of green. So every chip is worth the same as one green chip, $25. Okay? Dealer will announce that as buying in, $1,000 buy-in. We'll call it purple quarters. Okay? $1,000 purple quarter buy-in. Okay? And so on and so on. When they bet black, they'll put a $2,000 lamber. You don't see that very often. Those players actually usually just bet the black chips. Okay? So for the purpose of the video, I don't have non-value chips and lambers and all that. We're going to use the actual value chips. So somebody bets this and it hits. Okay? We know a split and straight up is 52, okay? So we know it's 52 pieces. It's always figure out how many pieces you've got, okay? So 52 pieces. How many stacks is 52? 52 pieces, so round that down to the next even multiple of 20, which is gonna be 40, which is 2 stacks, plus, what's 52 minus 40? 12 pieces, okay? So what's the value of a stack? Well, they're marked up in nickels. Nickels are $100, right? Okay, so this payout is gonna be 100, there's 20 pieces. 200 is 40 pieces. There's your 2 stacks. 12 pieces. And actually your non-value when they pay it out, the higher value always goes on top on roulette when they pay it out. So this, if somebody hits this at nickels and they say give me 2 black, this is 20, 40 pieces, 52 pieces, 52 pieces. Break it down, the total number of pieces into the number of stacks. Let's do a little bit of an easier one. 2 straight up hits. What's that pay? 70 pieces. Okay? 70 pieces Well, let's just say when you're talking about singles, it's easy. If somebody said 2 greens, pay 70 pieces, they want 2 green, well, there's 50 of your 70, they need 20 more pieces. You would give them 1 full stack. This isn't quite a full stack because I got 2 pieces over there, but you get the picture. It'd be 50 plus 20 is 70. 70 singles, 2 green on top. Okay? If these were nickels, 70 nickels. Okay? Either value nickels or non-value marked up as nickels. 70. Okay? 70 pieces. What's the next even number of stacks? Round that down to the next nearest 20. That's going to be 60. How many stacks is 60? 3. 20 in a stack. 20 times 3 is 60. Okay? So you've got 60 of your 70. So you're looking at 3 stacks plus 10 pieces. Okay? So if somebody says, give me 2 black, what's the value of a stack of nickels? $100. There's 1 stack, $100. There's 2 stacks. How many more do they need? They're going to need 1 more stack plus those 10 pieces. You would take out a full stack of red. Dig out here. Okay. So this is that payout. 70 straight up, 2 straight up is 70 pieces at nickels, which is 3 stacks, 1 stack, 2 stacks, 3 stacks of nickels, and 10 pieces. 20, 40, 60, 65, 70. 2 straight up pays 70. There's 70 pieces there. You run this up like this. This goes like this, and the dealer sends it out like that. Okay? You can break that down into anything. So let's do a little more complicated bet here. 3 straight up, 2 splits, 2 corners, and 2 streets. Okay? And this hits. So we talked about those picture bets earlier. Okay? You've memorized that 3 straight up is 105. That's ingrained in your memory. You're immediately looking at a 105. Well, you know that. We talked about those picture bets earlier. 1 split and 1 corner is 25. Split and corner. Well, you got 2 splits, 2 corners. What's 25 times 2 is 50. 105 and 50. 155. 2 streets at 11 to 1. 22. So you got 105 and 50 is 155, and 22 is 177. Okay? Do 105 and 50, 155. Do 20, 155 and 20, 175. And add those 2 in there because this is 22. Work with round numbers and add those little bits and pieces in. Okay? So 177. 177 pieces. What's the next lowest multiple of 20? 160. Okay? How many stacks is 160 pieces? Well, knock off the 0 and cut that 16 in half. Eight stacks, because you're dividing 160 by 20. So any number divided by 20, you can knock off a 0 off of the big number, knock off a 0 to 20, and then divide by 2. Okay? So dividing 160 by 20 is the same as dividing 16 by 2. It's 8. So you got 8 stacks. So that gives us 160 of 177. So it's 8 stacks plus 17 pieces. So 8 stacks at nickels. We know the value of a stack is, with nickels, 100. So 8 stacks is 800 plus 17 pieces. So when you start thinking about this in stacks, and the player says, you know what? Give me 7 black and the rest in pieces. Well, you need 8 stacks. That's every black is a stack when it comes to nickels. And he wanted 7. So there's 1 stack, 2 stacks, 3 stacks, 4 stacks, 5 stacks, 6 stacks, 7 stacks. Eight stacks, and you need 17 pieces. Okay, so 7 black, 8, and 17 pieces. So you can announce 7, 8, 885, 25, 50, 75, and 10 is 85. 7, 8, 85. Okay. I don't like thinking of total number, total value. It's a little more complicated for me. I would announce this as 177 nickels, 7 black going out. This stacks up like this. The value goes on top of the shortest stack, and you push it out just like that. The dealer will call out 177 nickels, 7 black on top, and they send it out. That's what you're going to see. When you're going to translate that to quarters, somebody's betting quarters. And this hits. Okay? What's this pay? Look at this combination. You got 1 straight up, and you got a split in a corner. You know that combination is 25. What's 25 and 35? 60. Easy. How many stacks is that? 60 divided by 20? 6 divided by 2? 3. 3 stacks. What's the value of a stack of quarters? 500. So if the person says, give me 2 purple, you're going to take out 2 purple, and remember, when they're cutting out pieces, if they're talking about pieces, doesn't matter what the value of the piece is, it's always cut in 5s. If they're talking about a dollar amount when they're cashing out, they're going to cut it down in 4s. Okay? So if this is what the payout is, and he's playing quarter value chips, regular $25 value chips, you still break it down like this when you're talking about the payout. Okay? So 25, 25 and 35 is 60. 60 quarters, 2 purple on top. 60 quarters is 3 stacks. 1 stack, 2 stacks, 3 stacks. And they send it out. Okay? Now what I was talking about the difference is, so say this player cashes this in. He gives this to you. Player slides this in now. Takes what he was just won. You literally just gave him this. He pushes it to you and says, cash me out. Remember we cut them down when we were calculating them as pieces? We cut them in stacks of 5. Everything when it's calculated as pieces is cut down in stacks of 5. But now, when you're cashing them out, you actually do your normal color up, buy in, all that procedure for cutting out. Your dealer's going to take this, cut these in 4s. Okay? 500, and 75. Coloring up 575, 1 purple going out. Just like that. Okay? So you can take everything we just did now and extrapolate it to any payout. Remember when we're talking about singles and they say give me X number of pieces, it could be this payout here. Okay, here's another one. Look at all your picture bets you got going on here. You got 70, 2 straight up, 2 splits, 2 corners, 1 split and 1 corner is 25. That makes this 50. 1 street, 2 lines. I said memorize that as 11. Excuse me, is 21. 21 twice. Okay. Is 42. So 70 and 50 is 120, and 21 times 2 is 42. 70 and 50 is 120, and 42 is 162. So this hit pays 162 pieces. So if the player says, give me a black and 2 green, you're going to give them, what did we say it was? 162. There's 100. There's 50. They asked for a black and 2 green. $100, $150, $162. Singles is easy, dollar for dollar. Just do the math, okay? Everything else, those other ones you can extrapolate in those different combinations based on stacks, all right? Have fun.